My name is Lee McSorley. I'm the founder of X20. So my background is in finance and technology. I've worked for a number of hedge funds and fintech companies in London. So it all started with our business advisor, Patrick Harbler. So he was a Bitcoin early adopter. And back in 2014, he mentioned to me about Bitcoin. I have to admit, I was a little bit busy at the time, didn't really have enough time to sort of look into it, but his enthusiasm and his persistence sort of paid off. And I eventually sort of did the required research, looked into it. I would say it's only when I kind of understood the technology and the economic aspects that I really got what Bitcoin was and what it could do. So the goal of X20 is to sort of improve the genuine usability and utility of the cryptocurrency space. So we have Zoltan. He's our co-founder, and he's a passionate technologist. He's very talented at what he does. I would say he's not from a blockchain background initially, but he really immersed himself in the tech, and he really understands it better than anyone I've met now. Also, we have a guy called David. He's more from a quant sort of stats background, has worked in finance and big banks for the last 10 years. And I'd say overall we have a great mix of financial and technology experience, which for a project like ours is very important. So our planned launch is the end of this month, so we're gearing up for that. The third-party security audit, it's all about the smart contract. So the smart contract that powers our logic, it's very important for us. It's a critical part of our infrastructure, and we can't afford to have any bugs in the smart contract. And when you're working on some code day to day, it's important to get someone else from outside the team to audit that code, someone who hasn't been involved in the project all along. So at the moment that's going smoothly. We have someone involved in that. We don't envisage it pushing back the launch date, but obviously if they did find something, then we would push it back because we can't afford any errors in our smart contract. So X20 doesn't envisage having fees at all at the moment. From our point of view, we would list as much as possible. The thing for us is we have to be a bit careful with listing certain tokens, certain contracts, because we have to make sure they meet our security requirements. And they are a legitimate token. We have that sort of responsibility to our users. But our opinion is we want to list as much as possible. In terms of absolute direct competitors, we don't know of any other decentralized token auctions that are live at the moment. But in terms of decentralized exchanges, obviously it's a growing area and they're growing in number. But they haven't attracted a huge amount of volume as yet. And in that kind of low liquidity environment, an auction market is a perfectly fair price discovery mechanism. It's much better than a continuous exchange, in our opinion. It also makes very efficient use of the blockchain. So we envisage our gas costs to be much lower than our competitors. And we've also spent a lot of time building a very clean user interface. We're open sourcing our code, we're publishing our contracts. We're not running a sort of ICO or anything like that to raise funds. We're sort of passionate technologists, and we hope that will carry through and that people will value our product and what we're trying to do. I wouldn't say it's better. I'd say that in certain cases it is fairer. I mean, when an auction runs, every market participant at that point in time either gets filled or doesn't, and they all get the same price. So it's very attractive from that point of view. It seems very fair. Auctions that happen in the stock market and so on, in existing financial auctions, are seen as a very fair price discovery. And so for us, that's a big win. Also, it's a lot easier for the average user to understand. So a lot of people new to the cryptocurrency space haven't used an exchange before, and so there's no sort of complicated matching engine to understand an auction is something that they'll probably be familiar with. We believe there's something new to add here. We've got good experience in this area, both the technology side and the financial side. A lot of this was born out of our own frustrations about trading. Buying large orders, selling large orders. It wasn't just a case of we had an idea. It was actually based on a problem that we'd had ourselves in trading cryptocurrencies. We don't want to kind of label ourselves just as that. As I say, we are kind of easier to understand, or we could be easier to use than a continuous exchange. But also we think that people with large orders, there's something there as well for them. So we hope to be inclusive of everyone really. As we say, when the auction runs, everyone gets the same price, whether you have a very small order or a huge order, the price is the same for everyone. So it can be an exchange that is inclusive. The launch is a big milestone, but after that we want to enhance our exchange. So we have a few ideas about bridging the gap between discrete auctions, which is what we run now, and the continuous exchanges. So we've got some interesting things that we want to pursue in that area. We want to it's to do with having more frequent auctions and sort of bridging that gap. At the moment, we could maybe run sort of 5 or 6 auctions a day, but we want to run them perhaps more frequently, and instead of based on time, based on things like volume and other factors. And we think that will kind of quite nicely bridge the gap between auctions and discrete auctions and continuous exchanges.